Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Rusty78609, and more on the removal of comment call 31521 video. What I want to read you now is something you and I did not know about YouTube and how everything on YouTube is totally controlled. I love it. Okay, here we go. I got a strike for medical. It says COVID-19 medical misinformation policy. Then we'll go down here and I'll read it. It says YouTube doesn't allow content about COVID-19 that poses a serious risk of egregious harm. YouTube doesn't allow content that spreads medical misinformation that contradicts local health authorities or the World Health Organization's medical information about COVID-19. This is limited to content that contradicts WHO, the World Health Organization, or local health authorities' guidance on treatment, prevention, diagnostic, transmission, social distancing, self-isolation guidelines, the existence of COVID-19. So if I got on here and said, doesn't exist, or, this does this and this does that, and I was absolutely correct, or this is something that'll work, boom, it's gone. So if anybody's trying to help you other than the government, you're screwed, okay? It says YouTube policies on COVID-19 are subject to change, blah, blah, blah. What this policy means for you is if you're posting content, don't post content on YouTube if it includes any of the following. Treatment misinformation. In other words, listen to this. Content that encourages the use of home remedies, prayer, or rituals in place of medical treatment such as consulting a doctor or going to the hospital. So in other words, if you're a person that believes that in prayer or your rituals or your home remedies work for you and have for years, you better not say it on YouTube. Content that claims there's a guaranteed cure for COVID-19, the news media does it all the time. Other content that discourages people from consulting a medical professional. In other words, if you discourage people from going to a doctor, you're in deep shit, okay? Prevention misinformation, comment that promotes prevention methods that contradict local authorities or WHO, World Health Organization. Claims about COVID-19 vaccinations that contradict expert consensus from local health authorities or WHO. Claims that the approved COVID-19 vaccine will cause death, infertility, or other infectious diseases. Claims that approved COVID-19 vaccine will contain substances that are not on the vaccine ingredient list, such as fetal tissue. So we may have mentioned that in the video this morning. But you can't say that, even if it does. Even if you're 100% correct, you can't say it. Don't matter. Claims that an approved COVID-19 vaccine will contain substances or devices meant to track or identify those who've received it. So whatever, if you've got you want to talk about anything basically about COVID, you better not. That's what this is saying. Claims that any vaccine causes contraction of COVID-19. Claims that a specific population will be required by any entity except for a government to take part in vaccine trials or receive the vaccine first. Diagnostic misinformation, content that promotes diagnostic methods that contradict local authorities or the World Health Organization. So in other words, if you're a local doctor, you may get away with that. I doubt it. It says content that claims COVID-19 is not caused by a viral infection, content that claims COVID-19 is not contagious, content that claims that COVID-19 cannot spread in certain climates or geographies, content that claims that any group or individual has immunity to the virus or cannot transmit the virus, social distancing and self-isolation misinformation, content that disputes the efficacy of local, same people, on self-isolation measures and physical distancing. So if you don't think that helps, then you're out. Content that denies if you deny the existence of COVID-19, you're out totally. Denial that COVID-19 exists, claims that people have died, claims that people have not died or gotten sick from COVID-19. So if you say that, you're out. Claims that the virus no longer exists or that the pandemic is over, you can't say that. If it was over, you can't say it. Claims the symptoms, death rates, or contagiousness of COVID-19 are less severe or equally as severe as the common cold or seasonal flu. And so if you say that, that's out. Claims that the symptoms of COVID-19 are never severe. And then it goes on. And it basically, here's some examples of content that's not allowed on YouTube. Denial that COVID-19 exists, claims that people have not died, claims that any vaccine is a guaranteed prevention method for COVID-19, claims that a specific treatment or medicine. I mean, it goes on and on. It covers everything. Videos alleging that if you avoid Asian foods, you won't get the coronavirus. Content that claims that holding your breath can be used as a diagnostic test for COVID-19. Claims that COVID-19 is caused by radiation from 5G networks. Claims that countries with hot climates will not experience the spread of the virus. Videos alleging that social distancing and self-isolation are not effective. Claims that COVID-19 vaccine will kill people who receive it. The fact that it has doesn't mean anything. Not many, though, not a small percentage. Videos claiming that COVID-19 vaccine will contain fetal tissue. Claims that the flu vaccine contains contraction of COVID-19. I don't know, man. But believe me, basically what it says, what happens if content violates this policy. If your content violates this policy, we'll remove the content and send you an email to let you know. If this is your first time violating our community guidelines, you'll get a warning with no penalty to your channel. If it's not, we'll issue a strike against your channel. If you get 3 strikes, your channel will be terminated. You can learn more about our strike system here. Anyway, I just wanted to give you a heads up on that, guys. So whenever you're watching YouTube videos, just realize what filters that information has gone through to get to you. Basically, whatever the individual is saying about any disease or illness is nothing. I mean, they can't tell you what they really want to tell you, all right, probably in some cases. But having said that, this video will probably last about that long, but I'm going to post it anyway. But anyway, guys, enjoy your day. Thumbs up. Adios. Bye-bye. So if I'm missing for a week or gone forever, I've really enjoyed it, guys. This has been fun. Adios.